Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and this patient on the table is the Lenovo Y700 gaming desktop that I looked at the other day. It's on loan from Lenovo. This is going back on Monday. But before I send it back, a lot of you wrote in on something that I missed when we had it taken apart for the original review. So I'm going to get my camera positioned here so you can see exactly what you were asking about, which was this CPU fan and whether or not it was covering up the last RAM slot here. So what I've done is put in a stick of RAM into that last slot. It does fit, but man, is it a tight fit. So you can see the edge of the CPU fan here, and you can see that RAM chip is really close to it. So it works with these chips, which don't have a heat spreader on them, but it might be more difficult if you have something that does have a heat spreader that might be a little bit thicker. Just based on kind of the odd design of how this fan works, it's a little bit offset on top of the heat sink, so it does create an issue where you have an edge here sticking over the RAM slot. The whole thing is pretty close to the RAM to begin with, as you can see here, but I think the bigger issue is just the fan. So if you are using some of those high performance RAM chips with a big heat spreader on there, it might be necessary to get a new CPU cooler that is a little bit more of a square orientation on the fan versus this angled thing here, because you may or may not be able to get that to fit in there. But one without a heat spreader does fit, and you shouldn't have a problem with that. So I appreciate everybody writing in on that, because I totally missed it, even though it was right in front of me when I did the original review. But that's what's so great about YouTube, is that I can easily make a follow-up, and so many of you can offer some good feedback that I think will help others when they're considering this purchase. This is Lon.TV, and thanks for watching.
This channel is brought to you by the generosity of my Patreon supporters. If you find the channel helpful, you too can contribute for as little as $1 a month. Visit Lon.TV/Patreon to learn more.